Every new day carries the opportunity to shape your life. But the difference between those who succeed and those who get lost in the whirlpool of time is the degree of control they have over themselves and their daily habits. Discipline is not just a word or an idea. It is the hidden force that gives you the ability to transform your thoughts into actions and your dreams into tangible reality. Few know the secret of this power, but you are about to discover it. Discipline gives you control over your day, your decisions, and your energy. Every moment you decide to commit to a small habit, you are choosing your future self. It is the difference between a life lived without direction and a life where you move with confidence, a clear plan, and steady steps toward what you want to achieve. In this book, you will learn how to build discipline step by step, starting with small habits, moving through reprogramming your rewards, and even confronting fear, failure, and daily challenges. Every chapter is designed to give you practical tools and simple, yet incredibly effective, methods to become the best version of yourself, without complication or excessive effort. Remember, true freedom is not in chaos or randomness, but in the ability to control yourself, your time, and your actions. The decision today to start organizing your life and building your discipline is the first step towards a stronger, clearer life. Let's begin the journey of discipline and liberation together, a journey of transforming every day into an opportunity to achieve your goals and dreams. From the depths of our hearts, we hope that the audiobook magazine has left a positive impact on your lives and has been a help to you on your path of understanding, growth, and positive change. We always strive to provide you with beneficial content that is close to your hearts, and we ask God to make it purely for His noble countenance. Do not forget us in your righteous prayers, for it is through your prayers that we derive the strength to continue and give. Before we begin, make sure to press the like button and subscribe, because what you learn today may be the turning point you've been waiting for. Chapter 1: What is discipline and why is it the secret to success? Reflect for a moment. How many times have you dreamed of changing your life, achieving a different accomplishment, living a life full of strength and meaning? Perhaps you thought the secret lay in innate intelligence, rare talent, or luck that knocks on some people's doors and not others. But the simple truth that many overlook is that discipline is the key. The key that turns dreams into achievements and intentions into tangible reality. Discipline is not a complicated word. It is a repeated daily habit. It is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It is the ability to choose the right path over the easy one. To wake up on time, to exercise when your body feels heavy, to study despite your mind's boredom, to continue despite your fatigue. Discipline is putting yourself in the service of your goals, not in the service of your momentary desires. Many confuse talent with discipline. Talent may give you a fast start, but discipline is what gives you the finish line. Talent opens the door, but discipline is what keeps you standing inside it. There is no use for super intelligence without persistence, nor any benefit from a fleeting inspiration without daily follow-up. Consider world-class athletes. Did they reach the summit just because they were talented? No, talent was the first spark, but daily discipline was the fuel that kept the fire burning. Look at writers, scientists, and thinkers. Not every one of them was a prodigy from childhood. They were men and women who repeated their work day after day without stopping. Even in the simplest examples of daily life, we find proof. The average student who decided to study regularly surpassed the lazy genius. The simple worker who consistently worked on developing himself became an entrepreneur, while the talented dreamer remained stuck in his place. Discipline outperforms talent when talent lacks discipline. Discipline is not a restriction on your freedom, as some think. Rather, it is the greatest source of freedom. It frees you from randomness, from chaos, from the weakness of will in the face of your desires. Discipline is what gives you the ability to lead your life instead of being led. From here, we understand why the greatest successes throughout history have elevated the value of discipline above all else. But there is a common deception people fall into. They think discipline means relying on willpower alone. They think success depends on having an unbreakable resolve. This is a major mistake, because willpower is inherently limited and quickly weakens. Is it enough to live on bursts of enthusiasm? No. In the next chapter, we will discover why willpower alone is not enough, and what makes discipline deeper and stronger than mere fleeting enthusiasm. Chapter 2, The Biggest Deception. Willpower alone is not enough. Many believe the secret to success lies in willpower alone. They think successful people possess a superhuman resolve that makes them stand firm against every temptation, and that they know no weakness or fatigue. But this is an illusory picture. The truth is, willpower is like a battery. It can work powerfully at first, but it drains with continuous use. If you rely on it alone, you will quickly find yourself without energy, without resistance, without persistence. Willpower alone cannot build a balanced life. It is like an initial push in a long race. It may launch you, but you won't reach the finish line relying on it alone. The enthusiasm generated by a new decision or a new beginning quickly melts away at the first real test, at the first sign of fatigue or moment of weakness. Discipline, however, is something else. Discipline is not a temporary push. It is a stable system. It is the transformation of correct actions into automatic habits that don't require a new decision every time. While willpower tells you, get up now, even though you're tired, discipline makes getting up a natural habit, almost like breathing. The difference between the two is like the difference between a spark and fuel. Willpower is a spark, but sparks extinguish quickly. Discipline, however, is the fuel that keeps the fire burning day after day. Success is not built on emotional sparks, but on unstoppable persistence. That is why we see many people start their projects or plans with great enthusiasm, then stop suddenly. They didn't lack intelligence or hope, they lacked the internal system that turns enthusiasm into habit and impulse into discipline. Without this system, willpower evaporates like water in the summer sun. When you realize that willpower is limited, you begin to think smarter. How do I build habits that free me from constantly relying on momentary strength? How do I reshape my life so that persistence becomes easy and the right path becomes familiar? This is the essence of discipline, to create a solid foundation for yourself to walk on without needing to struggle with yourself at every step. But there is a hidden enemy standing between you and these habits. An enemy that sneaks into your daily decisions, steals your focus, and always tempts you with shorter, easier paths. It is the tendency toward instant gratification. In the next chapter, we will get to know this enemy that hinders your dreams and why it represents the most dangerous obstacle to true discipline. Chapter 3, Your Hidden Enemy, the Tendency for Instant Gratification. In every moment of our lives, we find ourselves facing two choices: the easy and tempting path of now, or the more difficult path that leads us to greater rewards in the future. This tendency toward comfort and quick pleasure is one of the most dangerous enemies of discipline. It tempts you to choose the moment over the goal, instant comfort over lasting success, and fleeting pleasure over deep achievement. We live in a world full of temptations. The phone rings constantly, new app content never stops, and notifications invite you to immerse yourself in short moments of pleasure. Fast food tempts you, messages and digital content steal your attention. And all these temptations make it difficult to say no to instant gratification. Even the simplest daily decisions can be overwhelming. Will you read a page from your book, or will you open your phone? Will you exercise for 10 minutes, or will you sit surrendering to laziness? All these small moments accumulate and create the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who remain stuck in the cycle of instant gratification. The problem is not with pleasure itself, but that this pleasure steals you from your future. Every time you choose instant gratification, you move a little further away from your major goals and weaken your strength to control your desires, and so, major goals become like a distant dream, while moments of quick desire control your life. A deep understanding of this enemy is the first step to confronting it. If you want to build a disciplined life, You must know how this tendency works, when it appears, and how it tempts you daily. Being aware of it makes you less susceptible to deception and more prepared to make conscious decisions that lead to real progress. But how do we protect ourselves? How do we turn our daily choices from a battle with temptations into automatic actions that serve our major goals? The answer lies in habits, in turning correct actions into stable behaviors that don't rely solely on willpower every time. In the next chapter, we will begin to decode habits to see how they are formed, why they are the most powerful weapon against the tendency for instant gratification, and how we can design habits that make success natural for us instead of just a distant dream. Chapter 4: Decoding Habits. Habits are the basic building blocks of our lives. They are the actions we perform repeatedly, often without conscious thought. But they make the difference between success and failure, between progress and stagnation. Every small habit carries immense power within it and can be the ladder you climb towards your goals or the wall that prevents you from reaching them. To understand habits, we must decode them. Every habit consists of 3 steps: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is the trigger that prompts the behavior. The routine is the behavior itself. The reward is the feeling the brain gets, making it want to repeat the routine. This loop repeats itself daily until it becomes part of your nature. A simple example: seeing a book on the table, the cue; reading a page from it, the routine; a feeling of accomplishment and knowledge, the reward. Over time, opening the book becomes an automatic habit and you don't need to push your willpower every time. This simplicity hides formidable power because it builds real consistency. The secret is to start with small, easily applicable habits instead of trying huge, difficult changes. One small habit can expand over time to become part of your daily routine and open the way for other integrated habits. Every small habit makes a difference, and the accumulation of these daily differences creates huge results in the long run. Success is not only in the big moments, but in every small action you repeat consistently. A simple habit like drinking a glass of water in the morning, writing down the day's goal, or practicing 5 minutes of meditation can change your day, and then your entire life, if you repeat it without stopping. Learn habits and also learn to control temptations. When your habits become strong, they work against the tendency for instant gratification and support discipline daily without the need for a constant struggle with your will. In this way, the power of discipline transforms from an abstract idea into tangible actions that lead to success. With your understanding of how habits are formed, we move to the next chapter to discover the secret of simple accumulation and how every small habit, every daily step, gathers to become a mighty force that gradually changes your life without great effort, in a natural and sustainable way. Chapter 5: The Secret of Simple Accumulation. One of the secrets of success that many don't see is the power of gradual change. It's not the huge steps that make the difference, but the persistence in the small and simple. Even a 1% daily improvement, when accumulated, turns into huge, undeniable results. Imagine you decided to read just 2 pages a day. It seems trivial, doesn't it? But after a month, you will have finished an entire book. After a year, you will have read dozens of books and gained knowledge and perspectives you would not have reached with any fleeting burst of willpower or sudden desire. The same applies to any other habit. Practicing 5 minutes of daily exercise, writing 1 paragraph a day, or even learning 1 new word every day. Every small step adds to your daily balance, and over time, this balance multiplies amazingly. The secret is patience and faith in the power of accumulation. Many fail because they look for big results quickly and forget that greatness grows gradually, moment by moment, choice after choice. Every simple action, if repeated consistently, lays the foundation for sustainable future success. Simple accumulation also teaches us the true meaning of discipline. It connects daily effort with major goals, turning the small into a habit, the habit into strength, and strength into tangible results. This process is not magic, but a natural result of repetition, patience, and smart planning. What distinguishes simple accumulation is that it is available to everyone, regardless of their background or circumstances. You don't need huge resources or superhuman willpower. All you need is simple persistence, a patient mindset, and a desire to progress one small step daily. With an understanding of the power of accumulation, we move to the next chapter to discover how your environment makes or breaks you, and how the surroundings you live in can support the accumulation of your habits or stand as an obstacle to your small steps towards great success. Chapter 6: Your environment makes or breaks you. The environment you live in is not just a background for your life. It is an active force that shapes your behavior daily. Everything that surrounds you, objects, people, places, sends subtle signals that affect your decisions and habits. Your environment can support you, making success easier, or it can hinder you, making every step towards your goals harder than it should be. The first step to taking control of your life is to remove distractions. Your phone, notifications, television, and even negative people can steal your focus and consume your energy. By reducing these distractions, your decisions become clearer, your actions more focused, and your life more productive. But it doesn't stop at removing negatives only. You must also create an environment that supports correct behavior. Put the things you want to use in front of you and make healthy choices easier than bad ones. If you want to read, place the book on the table in front of you. If you want to exercise, prepare your equipment to be ready as soon as you enter the room. The environment is not fixed, it can be designed. Choosing the place, time, people, and even the sounds around you can make new habits easier to repeat and less dependent on willpower. When the environment is supportive, discipline becomes a natural process, not a constant battle with yourself. The environment also affects the sustainability of simple accumulation. If daily triggers encourage you towards correct habits, then every small step becomes smooth and turns into a stable routine that supports your long-term goals. A distracting environment, on the other hand, makes every simple action seem complex and exhausting. This is why successful people often surround themselves with people and scenes that stimulate them to progress. A positive environment acts as a silent motivator, pushing you forward without great effort and making commitment to discipline an easy and sustainable habit. With this understanding, we move to the next chapter to discover how to link habits together and how the friendship of discipline makes your life interconnected and organized so that every small action becomes part of a strong chain pushing you towards continuous success. Chapter 7: The Friendship of Discipline, Linking Habits Together. Imagine that every good habit in your life is a new friend. Each friend carries a small strength, but when you put them together, they have a multiplied effect. This is exactly what the principle of habit stacking does. Linking habits together. The idea is simple but powerful. Link a new habit to an existing one you already have, so it becomes a natural part of your daily routine without needing extra willpower. The secret to linking habits is to leverage what already exists. If you have a stable habit like brushing your teeth every morning, you can link a new habit to it, like reading 5 minutes of an inspirational book. Over time, this link will become automatic, and you will find yourself reading daily without much effort or resistance. Connected habits don't just create cumulative strength. Each new habit adds energy to the previous ones, and every small action makes the next action easier. In this way, discipline transforms from a difficult decision into a chain of sequential procedures that work for you naturally. It's like linking one stone after another to build a strong wall. Each stone alone is important, but when the stones accumulate in the correct way, they create a solid wall that protects and supports you in facing challenges. Interconnected habits give you this internal wall and turn discipline into a permanent friend that pushes you forward. Simple examples illustrate the idea. After brushing your teeth in the morning, read for 5 minutes. After drinking your morning coffee, write down the day's goal. After returning from work, do a short exercise. These links make commitment to the new habit natural and excellent for the brain, because it sees consistency as intuitive, not a burden. Linking habits together also enhances your ability to face fluctuations in enthusiasm. So even when your sense of motivation declines or momentary bursts of enthusiasm disappear, the chain remains connected and the habits continue to work almost automatically. This leads us directly to the next chapter, where we will discover when enthusiasm betrays you and why you cannot rely on it alone. With an understanding of the power of linking habits, discipline becomes your daily friend, and habits are not just separate tasks, but an interconnected network. This leads us directly to the next chapter, where we will discover when enthusiasm betrays you and why you cannot rely on it alone. With an understanding of the power of linking habits, discipline becomes your daily friend, and habits are not just separate tasks, but an interconnected network. We often feel a tremendous push of enthusiasm. This feeling makes us work powerfully, progress quickly, and feel that anything is possible. But the truth everyone discovers later is that enthusiasm is temporary. It cannot be relied upon alone to achieve sustainable success because it melts away. At the first sign of fatigue, the first bout of boredom, or the first real challenge, enthusiasm is like a strong wind that pushes you at the beginning, but it doesn't last long. Therefore, everyone who relied only on bursts of enthusiasm found themselves unable to continue when the ordinary days began, when the excitement disappeared and the daily work and routine emerged. This is where the difference appears between those who rely on discipline and those who collapse at the first obstacle. Discipline is the bridge that carries you across the days of lethargy. It is what makes progress possible even when feelings of enthusiasm disappear. While enthusiasm gives you the start, discipline gives you persistence. It is the hidden force that maintains your progress and makes you work on your goals regardless of how you feel at that moment. The secret to persistence lies in creating a system that guarantees your daily work regardless of motivation. Break your goals into small steps, arrange your tasks so they are easier to execute, and link habits together as we learned previously. In this way, the work becomes almost automatic, and you don't need enthusiasm every day. Learn to see lethargy as a natural part of any journey towards success. Everyone has weekdays, everyone feels bored or tired. The real difference between successful people and others is that they continue despite the lethargy. Discipline turns these difficult days into opportunities to prove oneself and take an additional step towards the goal. There are practical tools that help you continue without motivation, self-encouragement with motivating words, creating a stable routine, setting a clear schedule for daily tasks, and small rewards that enhance the feeling of accomplishment. All these elements make commitment to discipline possible even in the most difficult moments. With our understanding of the importance of discipline in facing lethargy, we move to the next chapter to explore controlling the internal dialogue and how your inner thoughts can be a powerful tool to support discipline or an obstacle standing in the way of your success. Chapter 9: Controlling Your Internal Dialogue. Every day, every moment, there is an internal voice talking to us. This internal dialogue can be your greatest supporter or your fiercest opponent. The words you say to yourself, the thoughts you repeat in your mind, directly affect your ability to commit, your self-confidence, and your persistence towards your goals. When we talk to ourselves negatively, we restrict ourselves before we even begin. Words like "I can't," "this is too hard," "why should I try?" break the spirit of initiative and weaken discipline. On the other hand, positive, motivating phrases lift you up, give you energy, and turn every challenge into an opportunity to progress an extra step. Controlling your internal dialogue does not mean ignoring emotions or crises. It means reframing words and thoughts so they work in your favor. When you feel like you've failed, tell yourself, "This is an experience I'm learning from," instead of saying, "I've completely failed." Changing the way you talk to yourself makes a huge difference in your ability to persevere and continue. Mental repetition is a powerful tool. Every thought you repeat in your mind, every word you say to yourself, instills a new habit. If you repeat words that encourage and push you to work, these phrases become part of your inner nature and support discipline almost automatically. It's like training muscles, but on a mental level. The more you practice controlling your internal dialogue, the more your mind becomes a powerful tool that protects you from temptations and laziness and pushes you to work even in the most difficult moments. This mental training makes every step towards the goal easier and more stable. Controlling your internal dialogue is directly linked to what we learned about facing lethargy and maintaining discipline when enthusiasm betrays you. It gives you the ability to remain cohesive, to continue, and to turn every moment of weakness into an opportunity to refocus and work. With our understanding of the power of the inner mind and the words we direct to ourselves, we move to the next chapter to discover how to face pain and boredom and how difficult moments can be transformed into tools to strengthen discipline and build endurance. Chapter 10: Facing Pain and Boredom. Progress towards any major goal does not come without pain, and it cannot happen without facing some difficulties. Pain is not an obstacle, it is an indicator that you are moving outside your comfort zone and that you are building yourself up day by day. Every time you face a challenge, every moment you overcome fatigue or resistance, you create a stronger version of yourself. Boredom is also not an enemy, as some believe. It is a natural part of any growth process. When you feel bored, it often means you are performing a repeated action that makes a difference, but it requires patience and steadfastness. Boredom is a silent test of your patience and your ability to continue despite monotony. To master facing pain and boredom, you need to change your perspective. Instead of seeing difficulty as an obstacle, look at it as an opportunity to strengthen discipline and build mental strength. Every minute you resist the desire to give up is a step towards improving yourself and achieving your goals. There are practical exercises that help strengthen endurance, practicing sports regularly, enduring in continuous learning, committing to daily tasks even on difficult days, and controlling yourself in the face of momentary desires. These exercises create the inner strength that allows you to persevere and continue no matter the circumstances. Experiencing pain and boredom repeatedly instills the habit of patience and perseverance. Every challenge you overcome becomes part of your inner strength and reduces the impact of future difficulties. In this way, discipline becomes not just an idea but a behavior rooted in your daily life. Pain and boredom also teach you to appreciate real achievement. Every moment of patience, every minute of endurance, creates a feeling of satisfaction that fleeting enthusiasm or quick rewards cannot give you. This deep feeling of accomplishment is Chapter 11: How to Set Unbeatable Goals. The first step towards any real success is clarity of goal. If you don't know exactly what you want to achieve, you will find yourself floundering, wasting time and energy, and failing to turn your daily efforts into tangible results. A clear goal gives you direction and creates a framework for every decision and action you take. To make your goal strong and unbeatable, you can use the SMART rule. The goal should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This rule helps you turn a desire or dream into a clear plan that can be implemented step by step. Specific means you know exactly what you want. Measurable means you can track your progress and know when you have achieved the goal. Achievable means the goal is possible given your current abilities and resources. Relevant means it has a tangible impact on your life. Time-bound means you set a clear time frame for accomplishing the goal. But big goals are often confusing or frightening if you try to achieve them all at once. The solution is to divide the big goal into small steps. Each small step can be accomplished easily, adds a feeling of daily achievement, and maintains the continuity of the simple accumulation we learned about earlier. When you work this way, big goals become achievable, and the likelihood of feeling overwhelmed or lethargic decreases. Each small step leads you to the next, and every partial success enhances your self-confidence and strengthens your internal discipline. Setting goals with this precision not only makes the path clearer, but also makes you more prepared for accountability and more capable of facing daily challenges without losing direction or focus. These preparations pave the way for using the weapon of accountability, which we will learn about in the next chapter, to become your external motivator to support your internal commitment. With your understanding of how to set strong, unbeatable goals, we move to the next chapter to discover the power of accountability and how it can multiply the effect of discipline, habits, and daily accumulation to achieve amazing results in your life. Chapter 12: The Weapon of Accountability. Internal discipline is powerful, but it becomes stronger when supported by external accountability. Having a partner, friend, or group that shares your goals makes commitment more stable because you are not working alone, but in front of the eyes of other people who depend on your progress. This accountability adds a driving force that helps you continue even on difficult days. You can build a support network in several practical ways. Choose a partner who shares similar goals, join a group interested in personal development, or even participate in group challenges online. The important thing is that there is one or more people monitoring your progress, motivating you, and reminding you of the importance of daily commitment. Accountability is not just a tool for pressure. It is also a source of encouragement and motivation. Exchanging experiences, successes, and difficulties with others creates a sense of belonging and support and increases your stability on the path you have chosen. When you see the progress of others, your belief in the possibility of achieving your own goals increases. You can also use simple methods for self-accountability, recording progress daily, sharing your goals with a friend via messages, or even writing a weekly report for yourself, clarifying what you have accomplished and what you haven't yet. These small procedures make commitment tangible and turn discipline from just an idea into a stable daily practice. The core message here is that individual strength alone is not always enough, and that accountability works as a tool that multiplies the effect of discipline, habits, and daily accumulation. With an appropriate support network, persistence becomes easier and results become faster and more sustainable. With our understanding of the weapon of accountability, we move to the next chapter to discover reprogramming rewards and how daily incentives can be transformed to become a motivator for discipline and correct habits instead of instant temptations that waste your energy. Chapter 13: Reprogramming Rewards. Rewards are a fundamental part of our daily behavior. The brain loves to get a feeling of satisfaction after every action, and this feeling automatically guides us to repeat the actions that give us pleasure. The key is to make the rewards work in our favor, so that they support long-term goals instead of stealing our time or energy. Instead of surrendering to instant temptations, we can design short-term rewards linked to commitment to important tasks. These rewards become an additional incentive to continue and make correct actions more enjoyable without harming your major goals. A simple example: if you complete an important task or finish a step towards your goal, you can allow yourself to watch a movie or take a short break. This way, achievement becomes linked to pleasure, and the brain learns that commitment brings a positive feeling, just like the instant rewards you were previously inclined towards. Reprogramming rewards requires conscious planning. You must define rewards in advance, link them to daily achievements, and not allow rewards to become just an escape from work or a means for laziness. Every thoughtful reward enhances your habits and supports discipline sustainably. This method makes the brain work for you. Instead of searching for instant pleasure that distracts your focus, you start waiting for rewards that come as a direct result of your efforts. Over time, discipline itself becomes a source of pleasure, and rewards become a natural reinforcement, not just a short break. The end result is integrating the mind, discipline, and habits into a cohesive system that supports your goals. Rewards become smart tools for maintaining daily commitment and turning daily challenges into moments of learning and enjoyment, which increases the individual's ability to endure and persist. With our understanding of how to reprogram rewards, we move to the next chapter to discover the psychological obstacles to discipline how invisible internal barriers can hinder your commitment, and what smart methods exist to overcome them and stay on the right track. Chapter 14: Psychological Obstacles to Discipline. Even the most disciplined people face psychological obstacles that stand in the way of progress. The first and most common of these is the fear of failure. Fear makes us retreat before we even start and turns every step into a challenge that seems bigger than our abilities. But it is just an illusion that can be overcome. You learn to face small risks gradually and acknowledge that failure is a natural part of learning. The second obstacle is resistance to change. The human brain loves routine and stability and resists anything that takes it out of its comfort zone. This dislike of variables makes commitment to new habits difficult at first. The solution is to divide the change into small steps and progress gradually so that the natural transformation becomes part of your daily life. The third obstacle is unrealistic expectations. Many set goals that are too huge for themselves or assume that success must happen quickly. This pressure kills motivation and increases self-frustration. The secret is to set clear, measurable goals divided into small daily steps, as we learned in the goal-setting chapter. To break these obstacles, you need practical steps. Identify your fears and face them gradually. Acknowledge your resistance to change and start with small steps. And adjust your daily expectations to what is possible and realistic, allowing you to continue without frustration. Every small step you take to overcome a psychological obstacle is a victory that enhances your discipline and self-confidence. Also, external support and accountability help in facing these obstacles. Sharing challenges with a trusted person or a support group gives you a sense of strength and reduces the impact of internal fear or resistance. Thus, discipline becomes an integrated process that combines internal strength with external support. Remember that every psychological obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Once you overcome fear, adapt to change, and adjust your expectations, your path to success becomes clearer and easier, and discipline becomes a natural part of your daily life, not just an imposition on yourself. With our understanding of how to break psychological barriers, we move to the next chapter to see how failure can be transformed into our best teacher, and how every mistake is an opportunity for learning and continuous improvement. Chapter 15: Excellent Failure. You have learned that failure is not the end of the road, but an essential part of the journey to success. Every successful person has faced failure many times, but the difference between them and others is the way they dealt with those experiences. Failure gives you the opportunity to learn, to correct your course, and to rebuild yourself in a better way. One of the most important lessons we can learn is that stumbling is temporary, not permanent. Every failed experience carries within it new knowledge and greater awareness of what works and what doesn't. If you look at failure as a teacher, you will find it to be the richest learning experience you can get without cost, and it gives you the ability to continuously improve. There are many inspiring examples of people who failed repeatedly before achieving their great successes. Inventors, entrepreneurs, and artists face rejection, criticism, and failure, but they continued, learned, and adjusted their strategies, and in the end, they reached the summit. Their stories prove that failure does not kill ambition. Rather, it tempers it and makes it stronger. The secret to benefiting from failure is to change your perspective on it. Instead of seeing failure as a fatal blow, consider it a test that measures your patience and discipline. Every time you overcome a failed experience without giving up, you gain new inner strength that supports your journey towards your goals. You can turn failure into a tool for practical motivation by analyzing mistakes, extracting lessons, and applying them in the next step. This makes every experience, no matter how difficult, a step towards progress, not an obstacle that frustrates you. Failure also teaches you patience and endurance. When you learn that every difficult experience is just a lesson, you become more prepared to face future challenges with greater confidence. This psychological training enhances discipline and makes commitment to daily habits easier and more stable. With your understanding of how to deal with failure, we move to the next chapter to discover the daily routine of a disciplined person and how you can organize your day in a way that makes discipline and correct habits a natural part of your life without suffering or strain. Chapter 16: The Daily Routine of a Disciplined Person. Discipline does not mean working nonstop or depriving yourself of all pleasure. It means organizing your life in a smart way that makes every moment serve your goals. The daily routine of a disciplined person is the structure that links habits, discipline, and rewards so that every day becomes a step towards continuous success. Morning is the golden moment for discipline. Wake up early. Practice a habit that gives you energy and focus. Whether it's a short exercise, reading, or writing the day's goals, the right start sets the tone for the entire day and gives you a sense of control and accomplishment from the beginning. During work time, focus on your priorities, divide tasks into small parts, and avoid distractions. Use short periods of deep focus interspersed with defined breaks. The routine here does not mean rigidity, but an organization that allows high productivity without exhausting the mind or body. Evening is the time for review and relaxation. Set aside a few minutes to evaluate what you have accomplished. Learn from your mistakes and celebrate small successes. This time helps you relax and renew your energy for the next day and makes the routine sustainable in the long run. Everyone can create their own routine that suits their goals and needs. The key is to be consistent with certain habits daily and link them to rewards and self-motivation so that discipline and correct habits daily and link them to rewards and self-motivations so that discipline and correct habits become a natural part of your life, not a burden or an imposition. A daily routine gives a sense of security and control over life. When you know exactly what to do and when, anxiety decreases and mental energy increases to achieve your goals. Every element in your day becomes an opportunity to enhance discipline and achieve progress step by step. With your understanding of how to build a balanced daily routine, we move to the final chapter to discover how to have a life that is both disciplined and free, and how commitment to habits and routine gives you the true freedom to control your life and make your decisions with confidence. Before we conclude this audiobook, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell to receive every new audiobook. The audiobook magazine channel grows and evolves thanks to you, so be a member of a community that loves reading and self-development. Chapter 17: A Disciplined Life is a Free Life. Discipline is not a constraint that burdens you, it is true freedom. When you control your habits, your routine, and your daily decisions, life comes under your control instead of being under the influence of circumstances or fleeting whims. Discipline gives you the ability to choose what you want to do, not what the world imposes on you. A disciplined person knows how to manage their time, how to distribute their energy, and how to balance work, learning, rest, and pleasure. This control over time is not a restriction. It is a liberation of the self because you know when to work, when to enjoy, when to learn, and when to rest. Without feeling guilt or chaos. Discipline gives you the strength to define your priorities clearly and makes you less affected by temptations or distractions. Every decision you make is based on your goals, not on fleeting desires or short-term motives. This ability for conscious choice is the essence of the true freedom that discipline provides. When you master discipline, commitment to correct habits becomes part of your daily life without effort. Every habit, every small step, adds to your inner strength and gives you a sense of control and confidence. In this way, you transcend external chaos and build an organized, strong, and balanced life. The freedom resulting from discipline is not limited to time only. It includes self-control. You live your life according to your values and goals and become less dependent on your mood or momentary feeling. Every decision you make reflects your inner awareness and mental strength and brings you closer to the best possible version of you. Discipline is a continuous journey, not a temporary goal. Every new day gives you an opportunity to strengthen your power, improve your habits, and develop yourself. Commitment to habits and daily routine makes this journey easier, more enjoyable, and more effective. In the end, a disciplined life means a free life, a life under your control, a life in which you can achieve your goals and live according to your values. Discipline is your gateway to freedom of choice, to control over your time, and to creating the best version of you.